A young woman sat on a park bench, her eyes fixed on the bustling city around her. She watched as couples strolled hand in hand, families picnicked on the grass, and joggers raced by with determined expressions. Suddenly, she noticed an elderly man struggling to carry his groceries. Without hesitation, she stood up and approached him. "Excuse me, sir. Would you like some help with those bags?" she asked politely. The old man looked up, surprised by her offer. "Oh, that's very kind of you, my dear. But I wouldn't want to trouble you," he replied with a gentle smile. "It's no trouble at all," she insisted, taking two of the heavier bags from his hands. As they walked together, the young woman introduced herself as Sarah. The old man, who introduced himself as George, began to share stories from his life. He spoke of his late wife, their adventures together, and the challenges they had overcome. Sarah listened intently, captivated by his words. As they reached George's apartment building, Sarah felt a warmth in her heart. She had expected to simply help an elderly stranger, but instead, she had found a connection she never anticipated. "Thank you for your help, Sarah," George said as they reached his door. "And thank you for listening to an old man's stories. It's been a while since I've had someone to talk to." Sarah smiled, realizing that sometimes the most beautiful love stories aren't just about romantic love, but about the connections we make with others. "It was my pleasure, George. I enjoyed every moment." As she turned to leave, George called out, "Sarah, would you like to come in for a cup of tea? I have some homemade cookies that my granddaughter sent me." Sarah hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "I'd love to," she replied, following him inside. Over tea and cookies, George shared more stories about his life, and Sarah found herself opening up about her own experiences. They laughed together, shared moments of sadness, and found comfort in each other's company. As the afternoon turned to evening, Sarah realized she had spent hours with her new friend. She stood up to leave, feeling a sense of warmth and connection she hadn't felt in a long time. "Thank you for everything, George," she said, giving him a gentle hug. "Can I come visit you again sometime?" George's eyes lit up. "Of course, my dear. You're welcome anytime." From that day forward, Sarah made it a point to visit George regularly. She helped him with errands, listened to his stories, and even introduced him to some of her friends. In turn, George became a source of wisdom and comfort for Sarah, offering advice and support when she needed it most. Their unlikely friendship blossomed into a beautiful love story, not one of romance, but of companionship, understanding, and mutual respect. Sarah learned that love comes in many forms, and sometimes the most unexpected connections can bring the greatest joy. As months passed, Sarah noticed a change in herself. She became more patient,